focused on that. And that opportunity was to go after a market called Ethernet OAM, which monitors Ethernet networks. So we got Series A funding back we got pre-seed funding back in 2009, and we've just closed our Series A funding this month, so it's a good time to talk to us.
That's great. So what stage is your company in terms of products and customers and things like that?
So we're pre-revenue at the moment, but what we have done and what's significant is we've just released our reference platform. And our reference platform is going to be used for field trials. And one of them is going to be based in San Jose here, and the other is going to be based in Ireland. And once those field trials are complete, the reference platform will be available for customers to use themselves, evaluate our technology and test it out. The reference platform for the field trials is in the form of a 2-port network interface device, because that's what customers want. That can be manufactured for a very cost-competitive price point. But we've made our reference platform more flexible, so it's actually a 6-port device in total. So we can do 4 LAN ports aggregating onto 1 WAN port with a redundant WAN port for either load sharing or for redundancy. So that's probably a significant milestone at this point in time, and that we hope will drive the company forward, having that reference platform.
So what are some of the unique attributes about your company? You saw this opportunity, so I'm just hoping to hear more.
Yeah, so the opportunity is in the area of monitoring Ethernet connections, be those connections point-to-point connections, or be they what we call end-to-end connections, which would be, for example, a customer in San Francisco here talking to a customer in Cork in Ireland, going across many hops and across many carriers. And what our semiconductor IP will do is it'll monitor that connection, both in terms of connectivity, but also it'll continually measure the key performance indicators of that connection in terms of its packet loss, its packet delay, and its jitter. And they're the key things that you sign up to when you buy an SLA from a carrier. So what our technology will do is it will first of all allow customers to see that their SLA is being met, but it'll also allow carriers to prove that their SLA that they're selling is also being met. And I guess what's driving all of this is that TDM is now displacing Ethernet and wide area networks because it's a lot more cost effective to run and maintain. I think there's some data saying it's up to 5 times more cost effective to run Ethernet rather than TDM.
So TDM is being displaced, right?
TDM is being displaced, but Ethernet had some features that needed upgrading in order to get to the level that TDM is at. And one of those key features is, being able to prove the reliability of the network. So that was always inbuilt into the SONET and TDM style networks. Ethernet, when it was designed way back at the start, was really plug and play and see how far you get. Now it needs to come up a level and it needs to have those features built into it. So and that's where our IP comes into play.
Your customers would be the carriers then?
Our customers would be probably network equipment people who are selling into the carriers.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so how do you help everyone down the food chain, from the equipment providers down to the customer?
So, well, obviously the customers, they're the people who are going to look for the kind of thing that we supply more than ever, because they want to be assured if their connection goes down, they want to be assured, well, what was the reason for it, number one, and how quickly can it be restored, number two. But then even ahead of that, forgetting even at fault, if the performance starts degrading, in other words, if their packet loss starts increasing or their delay or their jitter starts increasing, they want to be alerted to that and they want to know and understand why that's happening. So that's from a customer point of view. From an equipment point of view, we supply an easy-to-use semiconductor IP block that can be integrated into their hardware in a very easy format. And so it can be bolted on, integrated on, and then you can move into this carrier Ethernet arena. So if you have traditional enterprise Ethernet equipment and you want to upgrade it for carrier Ethernet equipment, our semiconductor IP will be able to handle the key feature, which is the checking, the connection checking and all that, to do that migration for you.
And just to clarify, the IP is actually intellectual property, not Internet Protocol, which
it's intellectual
quite often,
property.
Especially what you're doing, you've got IP
and
regarding IP. So just
no, it's intellectual property that's designed to be used in either ASICs or FPGAs. So okay. It's an intellectual property block.
Fantastic. So what's next for the company?
So what's next for the company is, I guess, immediately we want to complete our field trials because we need to gain the credibility associated with the field trials. But looking forward to that then, we always need to keep track of what's the next big thing. So we know, after speaking to some customers even out here this week, that we need to look at increasing our speeds and feeds. So currently we're 1 gig, we need to look at 10 gig. And then there's other features that we can add to our IP. Some people have spoken about WAN optimization, like IP. This is IP as in terms of Internet Protocol, header compression. Other people have spoken to us about adding security. So, and because we're flexible and because we're FPGA based, that's the thing that we can offer. That's the service
you
we
would
can
need
offer.
deep packet inspection too, then?
We have deep packet.
Okay.
Actually, we have quite deep packet inspection. The messaging that goes on to do the reliability has to parse right down into the packet at the moment, way past level 2, level 3. It has to go into the payload of the packet. So we have a quite detailed packet inspection engine in our IP as it stands.
So there are a lot of things you can do there with security and others, and there's a lot of money in that space as well.
Yeah. So they're the kind of opportunities that we hope we'll come across in the next few years as well as we grow our company.
Well, thanks for being on the program. This is
Sure,
great.
and thank you very much, Rick. Thank you.